In this video, I'm going to show you my top 6 gardening tools. And if you're open-minded about it, a hack that will triple the time you can spend comfortably gardening. So stay tuned. Number 1, long leather work gloves. You know, if you grow citrus, I grow 2 different kinds of limes and a lemon tree. If you grow citrus, you know how often those thorns can tear up your skins. I don't know why I waited so long to buy these. But it has made all the difference. I can take my time, I can handle the pruning, and I don't get my skin all chewed up by those awful thorns. So long-handled leather gloves, worth the investment. Number 2, a serrated steak knife that I got at the thrift store for 25 cents. I use this all the time for cutting the weeds out of the crack in the sidewalk, trimming around edging. I've used it to trim down a root ball to loosen up a tightly wound root ball. You know how sometimes when you buy something at the nursery in a 1-gallon pot, it's been in there for way too long and the roots are wound around. This is a great little, because it's serrated, a great little tool to loosen that up so that when you transplant it, it gets off to a great start. A serrated knife from the thrift store. And if I ruin it or it gets rusty, I really don't mind, because I'm just going to go get another one. I only paid 25 cents for it. So, steak knife. Small pruners, or pruners for small hands. The package actually said pruners for smaller hands. So, you know, I used to have so much trouble with the standard size. There were times where I'd be trying to cut something and I actually had to use 2 hands because I couldn't quite close it. Center, there's still STIHL. If you don't have a close garden center that carries them, I'm sure you can find them on Amazon. But they fit my hand perfectly, and I can completely open and close them with one hand. I love them. All-purpose heavy-duty scissors, and these are LDH scissors. You know, there were so many times where I had to run back into the house to get scissors to open a bag of fertilizer, back into the house to get scissors to open a bag of soil, potting mix, whatever. And I finally just decided, why don't I just have a dedicated pair of all-purpose scissors outside? I mean, it's so simple. This is a lubricant. It's called Tri-Flow. It's a silicone lubricant. So every time I do use my tools, I just put a tiny drop on, wipe it off with a paper towel, and then put them away. You know, I used to be a person who didn't take very good care of their gardening tools, and I don't know how many times I repurchased something because I had left the old one out all winter. And I just decided I'm going to start taking better care of my tools and appreciate what I have. So now every time I use it, I do lubricate it, wipe it off, put it away. Safety glasses. Now, I put them back in the bag each time, because if you get them scratched up by putting them just in your garden tools or drawer, it's really irritating to try to look through the scratched up plexiglass. Okay, I might be talking about myself right now. But safety glasses. There have been so many times where I went to pull a weed and it popped the soil into my eye. I know one time I was pruning a hydrangea and I leaned forward to prune it and I actually poked myself in the eye. So safety glasses, a must-have for me. Last thing, and this is my favorite hack. Most of my gardening friends use the little padded kneelers, the kneeling pad that you can put down to help soften the ground for your knees. You know, those never worked for me. What I found works better is a simple, this is a Rubbermaid stool I got at my local drugstore. Hardly paid anything for it. And I bet you I've had this 10, 12 years, because if you are sitting down, you can garden so much longer than if you're kneeling. I mean, think about it. Even if you're a young person, how long can you really work on your knees versus if you were in a sitting position, you could work 3, 4 times longer. So if you really want to go deluxe, this was an old cushion. I found some printed canvas. I cut it to fit. I cut a long strip. I wrapped it around. I didn't sew anything. I used a hot glue gun and just made myself a little comfy cushion. And with these 2 things, I can garden all day without my knees or my back hurting at all. So those are my top 6 favorite tools plus a simple little hack. I hope you'll try it. Please let me know if any of these work out for you, or share any hacks that you use that I might benefit from. Thank you so much for being here.